We'd like to introduce you to the new Fluke Biomedical VT650 and VT900 gas flow analyzers. These devices are accurate, reliable, and all-in-one, built for testing medical respiratory equipment, including all types of ventilators, anesthesia machines, CPAP machines, flow meters, and more. Compact and portable, the VT650 and VT900 are perfect for both benchtop testing as well as on-the-go testing in the field. We're going to use the VT900 for this video. There are only a few differences between the models, and we'll point them out as we go. Here we have a large color LCD touchscreen, the on button, single flow airway channel. This channel has oxygen, humidity, and temperature sensors built in line. It automatically compensates for temperature, humidity, and atmospheric pressure. This channel is full range, plus or minus 300 liters per minute, which streamlines your testing and eliminates the need to hook and unhook hoses to multiple ports for your ventilator testing. On the right-hand side of the device, we have the flow inlet, and the left hand, the flow exhaust. For bidirectional flow testing, we hook our respiratory tubes on the right and our test lung on the left. When using the airway channel, it's best to use the external filter. Snap the filter on the inlet to help keep measurements steady and protect the unit from contaminant matter. On the bottom of the device, we have the low pressure and differential pressure ports and the high pressure port. These are present in both the VT650 and VT900. The VT900 also features differential ultra-low flow and ultra-low pressure ports. These are for very low flow and pressure testing that require critical high accuracy and reliability in measurements like anesthesia machines and multiple gas monitors. On the top are the clips where you can snap in the carrying handle or shoulder strap. There's also the oxygen sensor door, micro USB port for data transfer, power port, and battery status light. The VT900 has an external trigger input as well. On the back of the device are 4 screw holes for a VESA mount. Use this VESA system to mount it to your lab bench or purchase the optional test arm and clamp the device to any surface you desire. The unit is equipped with a bail that allows for an alternate viewing angle to help protect from glares and for your comfort and ease of use. This is the battery compartment for a rechargeable battery that lasts about 8 hours. To begin, turn on the unit by pressing the power button. The device will show an initial screen during which it is performing a self-test. When it is ready for use, it populates to the default screen, which is the airway channel. Before we dive into what's on this screen, let's talk about where to find or change features on the device, because the first thing you're going to want to do is set your device up for testing. Press the Menus option on the bottom left of the screen. Here is where you set up your device for testing and configure your testing preferences. On the Menus screen, you'll find the Customization of Breath Views option, your test IDs, your saved profiles, device setup, change units of measurement, perform special tests, see saved data, and calibrate the oxygen sensor. Let's start with the setup. This is where you change your gas type, correction mode, and breath detection, with trigger input, patient type, and set thresholds. Back in the Setup menu, you'll also find your instrument information settings, sound, time and date, and brightness settings. To go back to the menus, either click Back or select Menus again. Let's look at the Units menu. Here you find the parameters of testing and can change units of measurement. So, for example, let's change airway pressure from units of millibar into millimeters mercury. Click OK. To see what we've done, we can press a measurement screen on the left, like Airway Channel, and we will see the change we've created. Let's go back to the menu. Now we can configure the whole device in this way. Units, gas type, correction mode, breath views, or other settings. You can configure to personal preference, or sometimes manufacturer service manuals have measurements in a specific unit, and it's helpful not to have to do manual conversion. When we have the device set up the way we need for our model or type of testing, we can now save it as a profile. From the menu setting, select Profiles. We can look at the changes we've made and our current setup by pressing View Current. Let's go back and save this as a profile. In the future, when we have to use this same setup or test this certain ventilator or other gas flow device, we don't have to redo our test setup. We're going to select which number we want to save it as. Let's say we want this to be the third profile. We highlight the third profile and hit Save. It's best to name the profile right away. To do this, click Edit Profile, then press Save. Your profile is now saved and ready to use for a future test. You can now see the list of all saved profiles. You can create and save up to 20 profiles. To use a different profile than the one you're on, highlight it, then press Load. If you prefer to always test with a certain profile, you can set it so that when you power on the device, it will be automatically set to your profile preference, and you don't have to set up the test device. At the beginning of any test day, you're going to want to calibrate your oxygen sensor. To do that, press Calibrate Oxygen and simply follow the steps. It's fast and takes less than 5 minutes. The O2 calibration is guaranteed to last for 8 hours after being calibrated, so ideally only needs to be done at the beginning of your test day. You'll have to replace the oxygen sensor depending on how much you use it, but it's usually about 2 years for a VT900 and 1 year for the VT650. Back in the main menu, Memory will show us all of our saved test information. We can see lists of the test IDs. Test IDs are equivalent to the specific device you're testing. We can view the test data in the test ID, delete one or all, or send the test report to your computer using the micro USB. The Special Tests menu is a list of various tests, such as leak tests, trending tests, stacked volume, and high-frequency tests. The last things we need to cover in the main menu is the Customize Breath Views and Test ID. Customizing a breath view means creating 1 or 2 custom screens that show only what you want on them. Let's say we want one custom screen, and on it we want to show volume, oxygen, and PIP. We select those and then press OK to save. The last thing we'll cover in the main menu, and one of the biggest highlights in the VT650 and VT900, is test IDs. If you're going to be saving data for reports, you'll want to set a test ID. A test ID can be many things, such as a device's asset number, for example. What it allows you to do is group data into one report. So, you could record airway channel data, low pressure, breath parameters, or whatever you need for your test procedure, and save it to one test ID. Then, when you transfer data to your PC, it will all be grouped together and be easily attached to your CMMS for that specific device. Okay, now that we've covered how to set up the device and where special features are, let's cover the main testing screens. On the left-hand side of the screen, you will always see this sidebar menu of testing options. We have our airway channel, breath views, which are where you find the breathing parameters, high pressure, low pressure, and for VT900, we also have ultra-low pressure and ultra-low flow screens. On every test screen, you'll see a title bar across the top that indicates what profile you're using, what kind of gas you're using, correction mode, and battery life. The airway channel defaults to numerical data display. You can zero the measurements at any point, and can save data on this screen right to memory. If we click Save, we have a few options. We can save the raw data, a recording of the data, save it to an existing ID, or to a new test ID. If you want to record data, you enter in your interval of measurements and desired test duration, and then press Start. You can stop at any time, or let the device finish the duration of test, and press Save. If you want to see a real-time graph of any one of these parameters, click Graph, and select which graph you'd like to look at: flow, pressure, volume, or oxygen. Let's say pressure. If we were hooked up to a device, we would see running information of the device under test and the pressure measurement in units we specified during setup. We can zoom in or zoom out, or select Auto Scale. We can zero the channel, stop, clear, or save this data at any point. Now that we've covered the airway channel screen, let's look at breath views. This is where our breathing parameters for ventilator testing are displayed. They are all together in one location, so you can get a clear, quick snapshot of what your breathing parameters are doing together, creating the patient condition. Remember, we can also customize these screens and select only what we want to be displayed back in the main menu. Next, we have our high pressure and low pressure screens. Their layout is the same. We have a graphical reading with our real-time measurement at the top. We have maximum minimum values and average. We can zoom in or out, auto scale, zero, stop, clear, and save the data, graph, or recording to an existing test ID or to a new test ID. The last bit we will cover are the ultra-low pressure and ultra-low flow screens. The ultra-low flow measures plus or minus 750 millimeters per minute, and ultra-low pressure from 0 to 10 millibar. These ports have high accuracy for testing anesthesia machines or flow meters. These features are only found in the VT900. The layout of the screens is the same as the other pressure testing screens. We used the VT900 for this video. We want to point out that the VT650 lacks a few functionalities compared to the VT900. With nearly identical features and specifications, the only differences between VT650 and VT900 are: VT650 does not have the ultra-low flow and pressure ports, trigger input, and has a different oxygen sensor with slightly less accuracy. The VT650 and VT900 are superior gas flow analyzers in their classes. Highly accurate, reliable, compact, and portable, you can count on these devices for your gas flow testing needs and conforming to regulations and standards. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoy your experience with the VT650 and VT900 gas flow analyzers.